Hello everyone, Susan here. I am now going to show you what to do next. So look at my brim, see how nice it is. This is the next size down. So this would be for an adult with a smaller head or a large teenager. All right, so that's what this size is. That's why the brim looks smaller than maybe yours if you're doing an adult hat. So the brim was done. And remember how I told you then you had to keep doing, see how when you finished your brim, how nice that is all around? So beautiful. Then you're going to do your rows. Again, keep going around the loom. And it looks like this, it's this direction. See how there's your brim down there. And I did my 14, 16 rows, however many I did on this one. And I'm all finished. And now what? How do you take your yarn and finish going around to get your hat off of the loom? It's not hard to do. Again, it's one of those really satisfying things to do, but everybody asks. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I take my big thing of yarn and I just kind of hold it around, go around at least one time, maybe a little extra, and I cut it off. So then, so I have a big piece of yarn. Good way to do it again, you just kind of loosely wrap your yarn around to the beginning, and then a little extra, and then I chop it off. So I already did that part since I have done this before and showed people with this piece here. So that's what I do. You move your yarn out of the way, and now it's time for your needle. And what I do with that, you're going to thread. Now before you even cut, just go around and look at your project and make sure you have one loop around your whole thing. Because before you do this part, you want to make sure everything just has one loop. All right. What if you find one over here that has two? Well, if I did, I would probably take my hook, go from the bottom to top and just take it off. All right. It's not a big deal, but it is good to start doing this final step with just one piece on all around. All right. So you got your thread, your yarn, and your needle. Some needles are hard to thread. You can use a threader, or if your the hole here is too small, you can probably still cram it in. If not, there's different sizes, but this one I tend to use a lot, but I do have smaller ones. So I just thread it, do whatever you can do to get your yarn threaded through there, and voila, pull it through. All right. You don't want it to be too short because you're going to have to be threading it over and over and over because it will fall off. It's not a big deal if it falls off. I'm just trying to gauge it. So you also don't want it too doubled up because it's going to get caught in your brim when you're doing it. So you just probably about that much. Look, so here I go. Plus I have all this extra. So what I do is start wherever the yarn finished. I am not even anywhere near where I started on the peg. It does not matter. The peg is just there to give you in your brain it's an anchor for the initial yarn and just to let you know where you're starting and ending. Sometimes this will matter if you're doing specific stitches, but this is just an E-stitch. It was very easy. I didn't care. All right. So all you're doing now is taking your needle. All right, let's see if I can get this moved up here for you. All right, you're taking your needle and you're going, I always go down. Some people like to go up when they remove stuff. I go down because I want to make sure my stitch is secure. So see how I'm just taking the first loop and putting the needle through it. All right, and I'm pulling the thread all the way through. All right, pull your thread, yarn, whatever, all the way through. When you pretty much have it almost all the way through, you can take off that first peg that you put the yarn through. That's it. That peg is secure. It's not going to unravel because you've put the yarn through it. All right, so I have that one off. See that? It's that easy. All right, then I'm going to go to the next one. You don't even have to pull or tug on this. So here's the next one. Again, look how I take my needle and I go down this way. If you take your needle and you're going up this direction, you could lose that hoop right here. You could lose it. And if you lose it, you have to try and find it and catch it on the yarn. So for my way of doing it, I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to lose my loop. So I take my needle always when I'm doing even hooking, I always go down and then up because this is the way I feel it's more secure, but you can do whatever you want. So see how I'm putting the needle in that hoop. Once you get doing this, there are faster ways of doing it, but as you're a beginner, do this step and be careful. So just push it, put it in, and you're going to thread your yarn through that hoop. When you have it just about all the way through, you can take it off the peg. See it, the hoop or the yarn, that one yarn, it's secure in this piece of thread. If you let go, let's say here, and this piece comes off, this hook comes off, or this hoop comes off, and you haven't put the thread through it yet, it could start unraveling here. So you don't want to do that. You want to be careful. Again, you can do this slowly when you're a beginner, but once you're not a beginner, you'll be doing this step a lot faster. So again, needle, and I would see these things, these grooves, they're there for a reason, I feel like, so you can easily take off your yarn. So you go down, pick it up, and before you pull it off, thread your yarn through, thread it through. You can drop your needle, who cares? And when you get it almost all the way through, you can pick it off and just tug it just a tiny bit. See how it's coming off so nicely? That's all you're doing over and over and over. All right? Once you get this off, you're going to have an open part of your hat and you'll need to cinch it to close it. I'll go ahead and I guess you can watch me do this. You can fast forward it or whatever. And I guess I'll go ahead and complete this hat so you can see it. So just keep going, put the needle through, pull the yarn through. That's how beginners should do it. Now, I've been doing this for a while. So what I do is, and I think this is really a fast way to do it, you put your needle in and you pull it off the peg. Do not let go of this. You're going to thread your needle through that hoop. You have to put the needle all the way through the hoop, thread it all the way through. It's muscle memory. You have to train your brain and your hands to do this over and over and over. All right? Don't give yourself a hard time. Just be relaxed and doing it. And look at how each one of those hoops are on this piece of yarn. You can see what I'm doing. I'm catching every one of those hoops. If you don't, the hoop is going to go down into your yarn and it's going to come unraveled, and the hat that you have almost finished, you'll probably have to redo the whole thing. So just be patient with yourself. Don't rush the step. Thread it through, if that helps you remember. And then when you have it threaded through enough, just pull it off and tug it. All right. So I'm going to go through and do it faster speed. It's my speed. See how it's starting to come off? That's what you want. Put it down in, pull it off, thread it through. Your yarn will get caught on all the other pegs behind it. When that happens, just take it off. I'll show you in a second because I know I'm going to get it caught again. When that happens, I'll show you what I mean. All right, so I'm threading it. Oh, and look at all the yarn back behind it. See how it's hanging over here? What in the world? Just let go of the hoops. It just gets caught on the pegs because it's yarn. It's crazy. Pull it through. You're not pulling hard. It's just a light tug. For most hats, I tend to use like a bulky 4 or 5 yarn. You could do 6. Some 4s are too thin, in my opinion, for a hat. But if you like it, try it. I mean, if you like the yarn, try it and see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then just pull it out and start over. All right. All the yarns aren't the same. As we've known, like some of my friends in my class, they've all had, a lot of them had a 4, but some of the 4 was too thin, so then they doubled it. Even this yarn you could probably double. It'd be a really, really thick hat. But you know what? It's your hat, your creation. There's no right or wrong. You just have to do these same basic techniques, but play around with it. Be happy with what you're doing. It's your hat, your creation. I'm not trying to tell you my way is better than somebody else's. This is just the way I've been doing it several times. So see how it's almost all the way off? It looks so cool to see all those stitches. Again, I find this very satisfying. I'm not a sewer, but this part of sewing, taking this off here is very satisfying to me. So each one pulling, gentle, gentle. This one looked like it had 2 loops on it. Oh well, see, it doesn't matter. See, it's just getting pulled in. Now, I got ahead of myself talking, and these 2 loops came off. Did you see that? How those came off and I hadn't secured them yet, so I gently put them back on. All right, so here we go again. Going down, pulling it off. Going down. Last one. Yay! Gonna do the happy dance here in a second. So again, down and off. So now you're left with this right here. See here all the loops? They're on this thread on your yarn. It's all off. You freed it. Here's your brim. And you have this open part. Now what are you supposed to do? So I gently tug on it. See how it's all starting to come together? You just gently tug on the yarn, and you're going to end up with a hole here at the top. And you just tug it. Tug it, tug it, tug it. All right? Tug it as tight as you can without, please be careful. You might have thin thread and yarn, and you don't want to break it. I've never broken it, but I could see it could happen. This yarn is very strong, so I have it as tight as I feel like I could do it. But look at the hat. It's got a little hole here, and I don't like that yet. So I feel like I'm going to take my yarn and this hoop here on top, and there's another hoop on top. I'm just going to thread my yarn through it and see if that'll help me close my hat a little bit more. And look, it did. See that? All right. Your hat will have a little bit of a hole at the top, and there's a lot of good reasons what you can do for that. So once you've secured it, you can loop it in one of these loops up here, or sometimes I'll pull it through several. And you're going to want to catch it to do a knot. So put your yarn through the extra hoop, pull it down, and tighten it to make a knot. All right. Once I have a knot and I'm happy with it, I will pull it through, put the needle through the hole, gently, pull it all the way through, have it the same upside down, and here's the inside. All right. Once you're on the inside, you can give it another tug if you want. I will then go find some more, another piece of yarn to stitch this through. You're doing through the top, so it won't stitch. You won't see it on the top part of your hat. So you're just kind of pulling it through, catching it to make a knot. And sometimes I'll even do that through that same loop twice, maybe, and pull it to make it like a double knotted it. All right. If you're happy with that, fine. If you want to try and stitch this down a little bit and blend it in, you can. Sometimes I'll do that. Kind of pull it tight. See? And then when I'm all happy, I might even knot it one more time just to feel like it's secure. I just go down the hat in these top loops here, and just the top. You won't see it underneath. And then I kind of pull the yarn through because you want to hide your yarn. See, you did some extra, you're gonna hide it. If you look through, you can't even tell where I put the yarn, right? And when you have it hidden how you want it, then you just snip it off. Voila, your hat is finished. All right. Several things that you can do when you have a finished hat. You can put a pom-pom that you've made and put here, and you just secure it. So I don't cut this yet, because if I'm going to put a pom-pom on, or maybe a fur ball or stuffed animal, whatever you want to put for the top of your hat. So don't cut the string off, because I would put it up here, then turn it inside out. Even before I hid the yarn, I would help use this yarn to secure pom-poms and other things. Yep, that's it. That's how you finish a hat off a loom. And it doesn't matter what size you're doing. It's pretty much the same. So I'm satisfied with my hat, and whoever receives it will also be satisfied. People will love it that you made them a hat. Have a great day, everyone.